All right, so get this. AI is even shaking up the world of law. We're talking lawyers using ChatGPT to actually win cases.
Yeah, it's wild, isn't it?
It is.
Super interesting.
This blog post, ChatGPT to win cases in modern law, it shows how AI is fundamentally changing how lawyers work.
Okay, so let's break this down. The post talks about how lawyers, they spend hours and hours on paperwork. Contracts, petitions, the whole shebang. Is ChatGPT taking over the job of a legal secretary?
It's more like having a super efficient legal assistant, one that never sleeps.
Okay.
Works 24/7.
I like that.
Think about it. You could give ChatGPT a prompt, something like draft a service agreement template for a tech startup, and boom, you got a starting point and it's already tailored to your needs.
So not just generic templates, but actually customized documents.
Exactly.
That's impressive. But lawyers are known for their attention to detail. Can AI really match that level of accuracy? Well, this is where it gets really interesting. ChatGPT doesn't just draft documents, it actually helps reduce human errors.
Okay.
Those little mistakes we all make.
Yeah.
It can look at clauses, flag potential loopholes, and even suggest improvements to existing contracts.
Whoa.
It's a game changer.
So it's like having a second set of eyes, constantly checking for those tiny details, the ones that could make or break a case.
Yeah.
What about legal research? That must be a ton of work.
Oh, you're right. Legal research is a beast.
Yeah.
You have to go through mountains of case law, looking for precedents to support your argument. It takes forever.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's not the most fun part of the job.
No. So where does ChatGPT fit into all of this? Is it replacing law libraries?
Not quite, but it's definitely changing how we do research.
Okay.
Imagine being able to ask, find me all the precedents related to contract termination in California, and ChatGPT pulls up all the relevant cases, even highlights the key parts.
Wait, it can pinpoint specific arguments within a case? That's next level. I can see how that would save a ton of time.
Exactly. And that time can be used for strategizing,
Yeah.
building relationships with clients, all the things that make a good lawyer great. But it gets even more interesting.
Okay. I'm all ears. What else can this thing do?
Well, think about the heart of any legal case. It's all about building a really persuasive argument, right?
Right.
ChatGPT can actually help with that.
Yeah.
It can act like a brainstorming partner, helping lawyers craft stronger arguments by analyzing the evidence and suggesting different angles.
So it's not just about finding information. It's about actually shaping the way lawyers think about a case.
Exactly.
That's mind-blowing. It's like having a digital legal eagle on your shoulder, whispering strategies.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's a great analogy. It's not replacing a lawyer's expertise, it's enhancing it.
Okay.
Imagine giving ChatGPT a prompt like, develop a counter-argument against this claim of breach of contract, and then getting back a list of strategies, all supported by case law.
That sounds insanely useful, especially when you're up against a tough opponent. But let's be real. Winning a case often comes down to more than just arguments, right? What about evidence?
You're absolutely right. Managing evidence can be a total nightmare.
Yeah.
Mountains of documents, witness testimonies, financial records. It can be overwhelming.
So is ChatGPT stepping in as a high-tech paralegal? Sorting through all that information?
Exactly. It can analyze testimonies, highlight inconsistencies, even find patterns that a human might miss.
Whoa.
It's like having an AI detective working alongside the legal team.
Okay, so we've got AI drafting documents, streamlining research, even helping lawyers come up with winning arguments. It's like ChatGPT is becoming the ultimate legal sidekick.
It really is. And that raises some really interesting questions about the future of law.
Like what?
Well, if AI can do so much, how will the legal profession evolve?
Yeah.
Are we going to see robots arguing cases in court?
Ooh, that's a good question.
It is. And it's one we'll explore in the next part of our deep dive.
Ooh, okay, I can't wait. I am on the edge of my seat.
It's going to be good.
I know. We'll be right back after a quick break to tackle that very question. And trust me, you won't want to miss it.
No, you won't.
So before the break, we were talking about AI changing the legal world. It's like ChatGPT is becoming a lawyer's secret weapon.
Right. And it makes you wonder if AI can do this in law. What other fields could it transform?
That's a great question. I mean, we talked about AI handling tasks and even shaping legal strategies, but are we really talking about robots arguing cases in court?
Well, that might be a little too far out there. Instead of replacing lawyers completely, it's more likely that AI will push lawyers to specialize even further.
So instead of being a jack of all trades, lawyers might focus on very specific areas. where human judgment is still essential.
Exactly. Think about things like negotiation or client counseling, even courtroom presence. These skills need a deep understanding of human emotion, and those are things AI hasn't quite mastered yet.
Right? AI might not be replacing lawyers anytime soon, but it's definitely making them step up their game. But let's zoom out for a sec. What about other jobs? Where else is AI making a difference?
Well, one that immediately comes to mind is medicine. Imagine AI helping doctors diagnose patients, by analyzing medical images, patient histories, and research. It's like a superpower medical consultant right there at their fingertips.
That's amazing. It's like AI could help doctors catch things they might miss. Could this lead to earlier diagnoses and better treatment?
Absolutely. Early detection is key in so many conditions. Plus, AI could help personalize treatment plans, by taking into account a patient's genes, lifestyle, all sorts of factors.
So it's not just about treating the illness, it's about treating the individual. That's incredible. But with all this talk about AI taking over tasks, makes you think, what happens to the human element in these jobs?
You're right. That's something important to think about. Like in medicine, even though AI can analyze data and help diagnose, it's unlikely to replace empathy and that human connection. Those are essential in patient care.
Right. It's about finding that balance between what AI can do and those unique human qualities. So besides medicine, what other fields are changing because of AI?
Education's another area where AI could really shake things up. Think personalized learning plans. Plans that are tailored to each student's needs and learning style.
It's like having a virtual tutor for every student. But what does that mean for teachers? Are they going to be replaced by algorithms?
No, not at all. Instead, AI could take care of things like grading and paperwork. This frees up teachers to do what they do best: mentoring, inspiring, and building relationships with students.
So it's like AI is giving teachers superpowers, letting them focus on what matters most, that human connection. Okay, we've got law, medicine, education. What other industries are being impacted by AI?
Finance is another big one. They're already using it to spot fraud, analyze trends, and even manage investments.
So instead of relying on gut feelings, financial decisions are being made based on data and algorithms.
Exactly. AI can process tons of financial data and spot patterns that we might miss. This leads to smarter decisions and hopefully better results for investors.
It's amazing to think about all the ways AI is being used. But as we dive deeper into this AI world, are there any downsides we should be aware of?
That's a great question. Like with any powerful technology, there's always the risk of unintended consequences. And with AI, one of the biggest concerns is job displacement.
That's a valid concern. If AI can do so many tasks, what happens to the people who were doing those jobs before?
It's complicated, and there isn't an easy answer. But new technologies have always disrupted the workforce.
Right. Think about the printing press or assembly lines.
Yeah.
They caused job losses in some areas.
Yeah.
But they also created new industries and opportunities.
And the same thing will likely happen with AI. While some jobs may disappear, AI will also create new roles that we can't even imagine yet.
So it's not about AI taking over. It's about humans and AI working together in new ways.
Exactly. It's about adapting, learning new skills, and being open to the possibilities that AI offers.
It's like AI is making us rethink what it means to work and what it means to be productive in this ever-changing world.
That's a great way to put it. It's a challenge, but it's also a chance to create a future where AI enhances our lives and helps us achieve things we never thought possible.
It's like we're entering a new era where the line between human abilities and AI abilities is blurring.
And navigating this new era will require careful, thought-open discussion and a willingness to adapt and learn.
Absolutely. Well, it sounds like we've got a lot more to discuss, but for now we'll take a quick break, and then we'll be back to wrap up with some final thoughts, and maybe some resources for our listeners who want to explore the world of AI even further. All right, we're back and ready to wrap up our AI deep dive. We've covered a lot of ground today, from ChatGPT shaking things up in the legal world to AI's impact on medicine, education, even finance.
It's been a pretty amazing journey through the world of AI, hasn't it?
It really has. And for me, one of the biggest takeaways is that AI isn't just some sci-fi thing anymore. It's here, it's happening now, and it's already changing our lives.
I completely agree. It's woven into so much of what we do.
Exactly. That's why it's important for everyone to understand at least the basics of AI, even if you're not a tech whiz.
Yeah, you don't need to be a programmer to understand the impact it's having.
Right. Like we've been talking about, it's not about robots taking over. It's more about how AI is changing the way we work, how we learn, even how we think.
And as AI becomes even more a part of our everyday lives, it's going to raise some serious questions about ethics responsibility and what it means to be human in a world where technology is so advanced.
That's a really good point. So where do we go from here? What can our listeners do to stay in the loop and learn more about this ever-evolving field?
I'd say the most important thing is to stay curious. There are tons of resources out there, online and libraries, even podcasts like this one.
Right. But it can feel overwhelming with so much information out there. Any recommendations for people who want to dive deeper?
Absolutely. One of my favorites is the MIT Technology Review.
Oh yeah, I love their website.
They explain complex tech stuff in a way that's easy to understand.
Yeah, their website is a treasure trove of info on all things tech, including AI.
Yeah.
What about for folks who prefer books? Any suggestions there?
Definitely. If you want a global perspective on AI Superpowers by Kai-Fu Lee is excellent.
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
It looks at how AI is shaping the future of work innovation and even global power.
Wow, that sounds fascinating. And for listeners who are interested in the ethical side of AI, are there any books that you'd recommend?
Weapons of Math Destruction by Kathy O'Neill is a really thought-provoking one.
Okay, what's that one about?
It delves into how algorithms can sometimes create bias and inequality, even when they're intended to do good.
That's a really important point. Even though AI has incredible potential, we have to use it responsibly and ethically.
Couldn't agree more. The future of AI isn't set in stone. It's something we're all shaping together through our choices, the questions we ask, the conversations we have.
It's like we're all writing this AI story, and we have to make sure it's a story that benefits everyone.
I love that analogy. So stay informed, stay curious, and most importantly, stay engaged. The future of AI is in our hands.
Well said. And on that note, we've come to the end of our deep dive into AI and the legal world. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey.
It's been a pleasure exploring these topics with you.
Until next time, keep those minds curious, and we'll catch you on the next episode of The Deep Dive.